Hello beauty bots, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name's Faith. Before we get into things today, I want to let y'all know some of my struggles for the past 24 hours. Yesterday I was certain I had busted my $200 camera lens when it was standing on a tripod and it ended up falling, and the lens itself was crooked so it wouldn't project in and out anymore. I somehow, by the grace of God, managed to pop the lens back in. So thankfully, we're back, we're working, we're good as new, and I don't have to spend almost $300 for another lens. And then I wrote an entire blog post on viral TikTok fitness and health trends. And it was so cool, and it was so perfect, and it didn't save. My head hurts. I'm gonna struggle through the rest of the day. We are about halfway done. Anyways, so as always in today's video, everything is going to be listed in the description box as far as my sources. You can also find links to my social media. If you have a dating fail that you want me to read out loud, send that to faith.ingen101@yahoo.com. Subject line dating fails. You can also send me a success story and I will read them at the very end. Any other fun content is going to be linked up here where the cards are. And I think that's it. If you want to, you don't have to, but I would really appreciate for you to subscribe to our channel. If you do, make sure to comment below that you did subscribe so that I can give you a warm and proper hello. What we're doing today is actually going through and reading some fun tweets that I found. So this is going to be a little bit different in those terms, but I am excited to jump into it. So come on, let's read this together. You will be able to see all of the conversations right here. Let's get started. All right, so I found these on Board Panda. If y'all have never heard of Board Panda, they're really funny. You can find some cool stuff if you're ever bored. So we're gonna go through a few of these, and it's just short little tweets basically. So the first one says, I once took a girl to Starbucks because I forgot her name. Hashtag awkward date. That's genius. That is brilliant. How did you think of this though? Like, because you know at Starbucks, if y'all have never been to Starbucks, they do ask your name so that they can put it on the cup. It's very rare that you get a barista who doesn't ask your name. I think that's also like a proper procedure of theirs, is kind of like a kindness gesture. So I think that that's just pure brilliant that he thought to take this girl there just to remember her name. I'll say I dated this one guy years ago, and it took me forever to finally ask him how to say his last name. And then it kind of, like, you don't necessarily think of it, and then it gets to a point where it just be like really awkward. Like, we were dating for months, and finally we were at, I want to say Radio Shack, if that tells you how long ago it was. Like, I was super young. Finally we were somewhere and they asked his last name, and I was like, brilliant. That's genius. Okay, so this next one says, really, we're gonna blow outside my window right now. Cool. Hold please. Stop licking your feet. All right guys, we're gonna try this again. So this one says, my date took me to a nice restaurant. Our server leaned in to me and said, you're the third one this week. Hashtag worst first date. Okay, I don't know if that's rude of the server. Like, why are you in his business? I guess I could see if like you knew he was, I don't know, married or something, if he was bringing all these dates. But if he's just kind of playing the field, why are you in his business like that? I don't think that that's necessary. when you're dating, like legitimately, you're just dating in, you know, in the, I don't know if you should say field, but if you're literally just dating in the pond, it's expected that you have multiple dates with multiple people in a week. Am I wrong? Like, is that not how y'all date? That's how I've always dated. You have multiple dates lined up, and if you find one like that you really like, you know, at that point you might be like, hey, I just want you to know I am seeing other people. And then y'all can kind of discuss, well, I don't want to see other people, I really like seeing you. That's a different thing. But I always thought, especially in a first date, you assume we're dating other people. Is that not the case? I don't know. I think that that's weird and rude. Okay, so this one says, he took me to a frog jump festival. We had to leave early because his wife showed up and she has a restraining order on him. Hashtag worst first date. So first off, questions. What's a frog jump festival? Like, I don't know what that is. I know what a frog jump is in the fitness world. Do we just all go to this festival and we just frog jump around? Like, I don't understand. I don't know what that means. Hold please. What? Can I help you? What do you need? What do you want? Can you just? Okay. You can sit. Here, sit down. You can read with us. Maddie's gonna read with us. Okay guys, next one. No licky, no licky. Okay, thanks. Oh my gosh. Alright guys, so next one says, at first date hell. And he said, from your photo, I thought you were too good for me. I'm glad to see that you've got flaws. Then he listed them. Oh my gosh. So this girl was on a date and he was just confirming that basically her photo portrayed her to be perfection, but in real life he noticed her flaws. And then he started listing them. Look, I get it. Okay, photos are, whether you intentionally edit them or not, typically now our technology has these automatic filters that are basically like a beauty filter where they kind of smooth over any kind of imperfections. And a camera generally cannot pick up very fine details in the face, like your pores and things like that. It's a lot harder for equipment to pick those kinds of things up. So yes, a photo is going to make a person look, I guess, more aesthetically perfect, versus once you get into real life with them, you'll notice they have pores and all these things. But you should expect that unless somebody is heavily editing their photos, which I think is horrible, because I don't see how there's a difference in that and like catfishing, in my opinion. I think that you're putting out an image that's false, but you know, do you, whatever, do you. I just think it's horrible that he would start listing them and even just be like, oh, it's nice to see you have flaws. Like, what? No, don't do that. That's rude. Don't do that. Okay, so this one says, my date was complaining about me on Facebook while at the table. I found out because she accidentally tagged me in the post. Hashtag worst first date. No, that's awful. So I feel so bad for him because, like, first off, if it's a bad date, I understand if it's a bad date and some people just don't vibe well and it's like, this sucks. But don't be fronting it on Facebook. Like, that's awful. And I feel bad for him because, I mean, I don't know if he just sucked or if it was just like their conversation just didn't vibe. I mean, sometimes it's just, you can get along in a message, but then once you sit in front of somebody, it's just different. And your energy doesn't match, right? Your vibes aren't flowing together. So, but to complain to your friend and be like, oh, it was awful, he lacked in conversation, he was boring, he didn't ask me about myself. You know, that's one thing, it's a personal one-to-one conversation. But to actually go and just post about it on Facebook is pretty childish, in my opinion. So good for him, but like, yeah, better for him. Okay, so this says, sorry, I just saw part of it. This says, at the end of the night, he leaned in for a kiss, whispering, "Don't be scared if my tooth falls out." Hashtag worst first date. Okay, so questions. I'm immediately, like, if a guy has nice teeth, I'm immediately drawn to that. Look, I have a past life of wanting to become a dentist. So I know teeth, I love teeth, I love good teeth. If his teeth were that bad, how did she not notice that? First off. Second off, why would you say that? Don't say that. Don't say that. No, it's weird. It's weird. That's just weird. I wish y'all could see her right now. She's just rolling over and being weird. Eat your foot. Okay, let's do another one. Hashtag worst first date. He talked about himself all through dinner, then drove me around to show me where all his ex-girlfriends lived. Hashtag true story. Okay, that's awful. That's awful. First off, I hate when a person just talks about themselves. Like, yes, I want to get to know you, but this isn't an interview. My first intention going into a first date is not to know your whole backstory. It's not to know where you grew up. It's definitely not to know about your past relationships. First date, I'm trying to see how you are as far as with me. Again, if our energies match, if our vibes seem to flow together, if the conversation feels easy or feels forced, I want to see how you interact with the public, such as the hostess, if we're going to a restaurant, other people that you come into contact with. I'm checking on those sorts of things. As far as your life story, we will get there. Don't bring it up like that. Like, don't be weird. Don't give me the rundown of your ex-girlfriends, and definitely don't drive me to their houses. Why do I want to see? Why are you seeing? See, this is already giving me stalker vibes. No. Okay, one more. One more? One more. I'm gonna blow on your belly. So weird. Okay, one more. Alright, so this one says, on our first date, he bought me a box of brown hair dye as a Christmas gift because he didn't like my hair color. Hashtag worst first date. All right, so that's weird. That's really weird. If you didn't like our hair color, why are you like, you can't, this ain't build a bitch. If you want somebody with a specific hair color, you need to go match with them. Like, my biggest thing is, girls are always changing their hair color. So if you are like a dead set, I don't like this kind of hair color, you should probably be with a person who doesn't change their hair color, because chances are, at some point in our relationship, I'm gonna be that color that you just don't like. I mean, I have had purple, I've had deep brown, I've had bright blonde, I've had gray hair, I've had red hair, I've had purple hair, I've had pink hair. Like, no. If you really are dead set on, I don't like a hair color, boy, bye. Like, bye. And first of all, or second of all, it's weird that you bought her a Christmas gift anyways if it's y'all's first date. Like, this is very iffy to me because I feel like it can come off as a really kind and thoughtful gesture if you bring something on the first date, but you have, if that's the route you're gonna go, you need to be incredibly careful, because I feel like it can be really weird depending upon what the gift is. So say their first date was close to Christmas and Maybe he just really likes Christmas. That's totally cool. You know, he could have bought her I don't know, a box of chocolates or a single flower or something that's not weird, but if he just wanted to be like, hey, Merry Christmas, I don't know, get her a candy cane, get her a little jingle bell, like something like that, I would go in and think, that's really sweet that he actually, like, he got me something, but it's not weird like a dozen roses or, I don't know, a piece of jewelry or hair color. No, don't do that. If you wanted to go on the beauty route, do a face mask. That's fun. Or bath salt or bath bomb, right? Anyways, let me know y'all's favorite in the comments below. Remember to send over your worst first date or your dating horror stories to faith.ingen101@yahoo.com. Subject line, dating fails, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.